What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be looking at the artifacts on the island, how to get to them, and what creatures best to use to get to them. So we're going to be starting off here. I think we're going to go in alphabetical order. We're going to be starting off with the artifact of the Brute. These are the cords here. So for this artifact I would suggest something along the lines of either a Tuso or a Bassi. For this case I have a Bassi down here somewhere. Obviously a Bassi would be easier for newer players. Tuso is a little more difficult and endgame, but for this purpose we have the Bassi. I do have its movement speed all the way maxed, as many levels as I could give it, but we will fast forward, do a little time lapse, and show you guys where the actual artifact is. Alrighty guys, and there is the artifact of the Brute. Alright, next up we have the artifact of the Clever. These are the cords here. For the Clever I would recommend a Sabertooth. I believe you can fit a Thyla through here also. Don't mind the load screen. But I like the Saber just because it's a little more small and agile going through these narrow spaces. So you just kind of want to run straight shot. You can't really get lost. There's no wrong way to go. Then you want to come down here and jump across, stick to the right, and there's the artifact of the Clever right there. Alrighty guys, next up is the artifact of the Cunning. Here's the cords on the map. Pretty much want to come right off the beach and just come out a little ways and go straight down. Also again for this one we're going to be using a Bassi. Again, you can use a Tuso or whatever you use for water mounts, I suppose. Again, I just use the Bassi for this one. There is one area that I will have to double check. Again, sorry for the load screen. One area I have to double check, which is why I'm using the Bassi rather than a Tuso, because going down to the artifact chamber it does get pretty narrow. So yeah, that's why I went with the Bassi here rather than the Tuso. But again, we'll do a little time lapse and show you guys which way to go. So there was the opening there that I don't assume a Tuso can get through. Sorry for the brightness, it is very, very bright down here. But there you have it. There's the artifact of the Cunning. Not that you can see it, but it is there, I promise. On to the next one. Alrighty, the next artifact we're going to be looking at is the Devourer. These are the cords here. It's over on Carno Island. For the Devourer, I would recommend a Thyla again. I apologize, load screen. We're going to be having a lot of those. Saber also is a decent option, or honestly just on foot. if you have grapples, but for the simple fact of the leaps that you're going to have to take, I would go with a Thyla. What you're going to want to do is you follow the path all the way down. This is why I recommend the Thyla. Very, very quick through here. You can probably honestly jump about way down if you'd really like. In this here ruins. Get rid of some of these guys quick. Okay. In these ruins here, you will find the Devourer. To get back out, you kind of just follow the path. Pretty easy. Come up here to the right and just kind of stick to the wall. There are a couple of jumps that you have to make, but that's why you got the Thyla. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. There is one cut across that comes up to your left. That'll be shorter way. It does get a little bit narrow in here. Doesn't help being bumped by creatures, but you're gonna have jumps like that. Again, the Saber can do it. I have done it, but it is not the easiest thing in the world. So if you can get your hands on a Thyla, I would definitely go that route instead. Next up, we're looking at the Hunter. Here are the chords on the map. For this one, I would also recommend a Thyla or a Sabertooth. Does get a little bit narrow in here at a few points, but you can make it. This is one of the main ones where it kind of gets a little narrow for the Thyla, but you can jump your way through. Also, you can always use cryopods. Very easy, but this is kind of the minimalistic version of running through. Just gonna follow the one pathway down. And then here's where you want to go in a fork in the road here. You're going to take a left. Another left. Jump down this. Don't mind the ads. Gonna have to kill those, obviously. Crawl under here. And there's the Hunter. Alright, we are here at the next artifact, the artifact of the Immune. Also the Swamp Cave. Here are the chords. This one's a little different and up for interpretation, I suppose. The reason I say that being, let me get a saddle here for this guy. The reason being that is you can take the Megatherium through here, but there is issue once you hit the bottleneck at the end of this cave here. So you're going to get all the way through here, all these bugs, and you're going to run into this one little bottleneck area. So your options are you can either run it on foot and then throw out your Megatherium here, or if you have all the time in the world, then re-throw it out once you throw it out to clear out this little corridor here. Otherwise, you can use the frog, the Bizobufo. It is a decent option. You do have to have them somewhat leveled or imprinted and a halfway decent saddle, because there are very high level creatures in here, mostly the dragonflies. I think they spawn up around 600. So yeah, we got some 320s, some 350s, 420, 410s, 430s, maybe 500s the cap. Regardless, The frog is very quick and agile, so you can cruise through here in a blur, no problem. There is a drop back that way to the right, but we're looking for the artifact. You just want to come this way, stick to the left, all the way to the left. Juke everything best you can. Or if you're in here for cementing paste, sure, fight your way through. A drop there to your right. Apologize for the amount of ads in here. Just stick to the left of the wall, no worries. There's a drop there. Also, if you grab that drop, go out back to the main entrance, come back in, the drop will respawn most times. Across this little pond, there are leeches in here, be wary of that. Come back to the end of this little hallway. And there you have it, Artifact of the Immune. The next artifact is the Massive. Here are the chords on the map, all the way down in the bottom right hand corner. For this one here, you can use a saber also, but I chose to use the Thyla again because there are a few jumps that you have to make, and the Thyla cannot come through the entrance of the cave. So there are no ads in here. You can run in here, uncryo it, throw it right here. You'll be plenty fine. You just want to walk down, stick to the right, the whole way down. All the way down. There are drops. There's a drop that spawns there. As you can see, it is there. Stick all the way to the right. See, this is kind of one of them janky spots where a saber would run right through, but he gets stuck on absolutely nothing. Here's a jump here. Nice and easy. Keep sticking to the right. You got another jump here. Another jump there. That one's a pretty small one. Again, stick to the right. All the way down here past this crystal. And then you're going to want to take a right here. This again is good for the Thyla. You can use your saber or you can use grapples, but Thyla is super easy. Make your 2 jumps. And there's the Massive. Alright, we're here at Artifact of the Pack. Here's the chords on the map. Again, this is another one that you can use your imagination on what to use. Frog would be fine. You can use a Thyla or a saber in here, but it does get narrow at certain choke points. I will show you that in a second. This one's pretty straightforward. Again, there's no real right or wrong, or no wrong way to go, I should say. You just kind of got to follow the glowing plants. Come down here. I left this Thyla here because this is one area where you cannot get a Thyla through. You can, however, get a Sabertooth through here. You're going to want to come down. You can drop straight down here, but I'm going to show you this. Stick along this left edge. Sorry for the darkness. It is kind of dark in this cave. There is no gamma on Xbox, so I apologize. And here I have my Sabertooth. This is the bottom of that cliff that I just showed you. And here's where we came through, and we walked around that left edge. So if you take a Sabertooth, I'm just gonna disregard that guy. You also get stuck here as a choke point. So you would probably be, your best option is to uncryo something at the end of that choke point, or uncryo a Thyla down here. Drop down there, jump down, use a parachute, use a grapple, whatever the case may be. There aren't any ads up to that point, so you just have to worry about the ones on the ground. Again, carry along this trail here. And whether you have a Thyla or a saber, they should be easily fine coming through this area, any of this area, the rest of the cave. And then I think where a lot of people go wrong with this artifact, but the best way to take this route is to, if we can get out here without getting mauled. We're gonna get mauled. 1 second, let me take care of these guys. Whew. Shot out of a cannon. Alright. So you're gonna want to come right to this edge here. Perfect. Thank you for cleaning that up for me. And there's a little crease right up there to my right. You want to bring a few grappling hooks. Shoot over this. You can obviously aim a lot better than I did. Grapple right up here. Sometimes there are arthros up here, but it's very rarely. And there is the artifact of the pack. Again, this is the back way. You go around, you go through a bunch of water, you get attacked by a bunch of sarcos, piranhas, things of that nature. So I would highly recommend just shooting a grapple up to this cliffside. Again, you come out, shoot where you shot from originally. You'll skip right across the water. No big deal. Unless you get, you know, mauled by a sarco on the way back. Alright, the next artifact we will be looking at is the Skylord. These are the cords. This one here you can't really bring any mounts into. It's a crouch point. You can, I suppose, have a shoulder mount or something if you really like, but we are just gonna walk through here. I guess I would just recommend a good set of flak with some grappling hooks and maybe a pike or a shotgun. You're gonna want to just stick to the right, all the way to the right. You're gonna want to come across this little plateau, grapple to this side, and the artifact should be right here. But for some reason there is a glitch in single player where the artifact does not spawn. I've tried about 50 times. It will not spawn. So there is other ways. Obviously there are more difficult ways. If you come in this route, you'll just have to crouch to grab it. You can do it without grappling hooks that way, but there is a jump you have to make. But I would just recommend this route. Super easy. Just stick to the side, and then you can jump back across. You can do it with one grappling hook. Pretty easy. Again, you just want to follow the wall all the way to the left. And there you have it. And last but certainly not least, we have the artifact of the strong. These are the cords. You're just gonna wanna, whoops, little fast. Came in a little hot there. Okay, let's slow this down just a little bit. You're just gonna want to come through here. It is very cold in here. Go through this crouch point. There are sometimes Parlovia, dire bear, dire wolf, things of those sort in here, polar bears, yetis. But what I have here is a pack of aloes. That's what I like to run through with. It's about the biggest creature and the strongest creature you can get through, and they're pretty maneuverable, so I do like using aloes. I use a pack. I'm not going to show you guys that right now because it will take a long time to walk through here and make my way, because things are going to jump out at us constantly. But I would recommend, if you can, just get cactus broth, and that will help you a tremendous amount. So what you're going to want to do is just walk right down here. I got these foundations here just to slow down spawns because they are thick in here, but obviously, as you can see, it doesn't stop everything from spawning. You're just going to want to come down here. You can come over here. There is a drop that spawns right on this ledge. Also, there's one in the first corridor all the way to the right. I forgot to mention, once you walk right into as you can see, I'm still getting dismounted, but this is why we're not walking with aloes, because this would take an eternity fighting our way through. These things also are very high level. I believe they get up to 300. I could be wrong, it could be 350. But you're going to want to come down here, walk down this pathway. You can obviously jump off of that ledge right here. This is where that drop was. Another drop does spawn right there in that corner, right below the waterfall. Keep following this pathway. I kind of marked it off with foundations. Come right up here. A drop spawns, and this, I'm not getting hit by that Perlovia. A drop he did get me. A drop spawns between, I believe it's those two little icebergs or those two little icebergs as well. Keep making your way up the path. Stick to the right, obviously. Come through here. I have seen drop spawn in this area here. This little with the frozen man there. This little choke point you can walk through with your aloes. I'm gonna get hit again. Okay. This spot is probably about the worst. You're gonna want some kind of gun to lure them to you rather than you go through here, because it gets very very hairy in here. And if there's a Perlovia, it's a rip. You don't want to stick to the right. Then here, walk down the pathway. If you come up this side, a drop spawns on this ledge here to the left. It's obviously not there. Come back down through here. Again, just a ton of ads in here. And these Perlovia are legitimate superheroes. They can jump about 400 feet in the air, apparently. Keep walking down through here. Another drop spawns right there. I've seen another drop spawn right here in the water, obviously. Let me just backtrack here and show you. So I just built a little bridge because it's you can get up, but it's really a pain. There's only a few places you can actually get them. As you can see, they're using my foundations to get up. You can go all the way back around that side to get up if you fall in the water. But you're going to want to come down through here. It's bound to happen at least one more time. Yeah, keep nudging me that way. We're almost there. Keep coming up through here. And there you have it, the Artifact of the Strong. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and want to see videos just like this one. And we'll catch you in the next one.